Packers and the Vikings coming up next.
This taken in at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped. The 18. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down now. Throwing Jones. Barkley a 1st down and more. And he's going to get this to the 40-yard line.
A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. Jones with a handoff to Barkley, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
An opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
First carry now for Alexander Madison. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 1.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. 3 yards remain for 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Cousins. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson, 29 yards. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Here's Richie James on the return. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start on the ground with Madison. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Here's Madison getting it again on 2nd. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. From the red zone now, Cousins. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Now Cousins. Touchdown! Josh Oliver from 6 yards away. And the Vikings are going to... Joseph now to have the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Here's James. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Eluding the pressure right. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
Jones throw taken in by Slayton. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Now Jones. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So a couple of 1st downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the 2nd quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Cousins out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing is Cousins. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And you'd think on 3rd down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks, and I think they called the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Now James returning. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Following the interception, Cousins. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Here's James. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. A first down throw for Cousins. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings would extend their lead here just before halftime. Joseph on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. 4 seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. Now James returning. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Taken at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now, the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Cousins' throw taken in by Hawkinson here. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Play action now, Cousins. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Cousins to throw it. Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
40 yards rushing for him now to this point. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Throwing, Cousins, escaping the pressure right. Open man is Osborne. He's got it. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Here's Madison running on 1st down. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Cousins. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a dangerous throw towards the end zone. Boy, did it hang up there forever. Wanted to run up there and pull it down out of the sky.
Yeah, it felt like it really should have been intercepted. Lucky to have that one back.
You've got to be more careful when you're that close to the goal line.
And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of him, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete. What an excellent end result for them, but let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on 4th down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. C.J. Ham, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Here's James. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. And he's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. A nice job of bringing that in, but why was he so close to the sideline there? They had all kinds of room in the flat.
A little bit of a lack of coordination between him and the quarterback because both of them should have seen that room that was available, that space. Stop your route a little bit shorter, put it on him, and let him turn and get upfield.
Fielded at about the 28. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
And now we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw caught there by Osborne. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. To throw again on second down. Cousins. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area, and he just put it well over his head out of harm's way.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Cousins now. Over the middle, complete. It's Osborne. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
On the handoff, it's Madison. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Here's Madison getting it again on second. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. To throw is Cousins. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
You tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. So tack on 3 more, though this, it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great, too.
Joseph now to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones. He dumps it off to Barkley. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Got a man, Slayton. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Throwing, Jones. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Back to throw. Jones. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Jones. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 34. Going to begin the drive here with Madison. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Another carry now for Madison. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now Cousins. He finds his man, complete. That's Osborne. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's Madison getting it again on 2nd. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 77 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Now a give to Madison. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On second down, this is Madison. Down right around the 25. Well, for an inside linebacker, I think you'd agree when I say that he is fast to the football, and he proved that thesis correct on that last play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And the final number here in terms of top speed, I mean, that almost looks like a misprint. He was just absolutely flying. Unbelievable. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory.